Guys, it's me Karen, and I've come to do the second part of the Ink House by Rory Dobner, and we are doing the double page here with Wiiliam de Wolf and his little sheep here. Wiiliam is reclining on his chase lounge, drinking his mock cocktails while he wonders what's for dinner this evening. And I've colored him up, and I finished the leaves, but I did not do the floor yet. And I did a few little things on the couch and stuff, so I was gonna go ahead and show you what I did. Now I have these TwiMarkers from Arteza, and I thought I would test them out a little bit on the book. So what I did was I took the olive green one, and I just put it on a sheet, the same sheet I was using before. I just scribbled it on there. And then I used my water brush and a little extra water here just to make sure I had enough water in here. And we just touch it, make sure it's nice and wet. And then I just went in with it and added it around where I needed to have a little more color. And then in the darker areas, I just took it a little fuller strength and added it on there. And these are water-based markers, so that's why they work with the Inktense. And I put a little darkness in the little area down here and on the cushion. We'll add a little bit there where he's sitting and such around there in those areas. And did a little of that over here on this side too. Darkened it here and just brought some of that color up into this area. And on the arm of the chair, and that turned out really nice. So I thought I would put a little bit of the brown on here also. We have two markers, and it was yellow ochre and where's the brown one? Probably right under the sheet. Sienna Brown. The Sienna Brown, though, when I did that, it's really red. So almost more of a red tone than a brown tone. I'll show you on this piece of paper. When I picked it up, it's quite red, not really brown. So I thought I'd use it in some of the blanket areas here just to darken up the creases instead of using it on the brown part of the chair. So just picking it up and putting it in where the blanket creases up a little bit. I thought I'd try these out instead of just using pencil on here, just to see how it worked out. And I thought it did pretty good here. So yeah, I can get down there in the crease a little bit. I'll put a little in the drink bottom here too. Still don't know what we're drinking. Maybe it's like cranberry juice or something. That wouldn't be bad. Okay. So I don't have, when I looked through the TwiMarkers, I did not see a brown, but I might have a brown one sitting out someplace else. I'm not known for putting all my products back where they belong. Let's see, we have it's earth breads and stuff. I didn't do a swatching on these either. So browns I'm going to leave as is, so I'll do the floor with something else. But at least I got some of the reds and the greens down. I think they did pretty good. I do have some brown, or blue, but I think I'd rather do the blue with the pencils, just because I'm not sure what color would go the best with his outfit. We have an indigo and we have a periwinkle. And I don't know about those colors, so I'm going to skip that part. I did do the, a little bit of the, what was that color now? The yellow ochre up here, just to add a little brightness up in the leaves. We're going to do a little inking on both sides here, so I did do a fading out like he did in his book here. Kind of just fades it out, and I added a little yellow down in here. And the floor is going to be done in Inktense and the pencils. So I thought instead of putting a link in, like I said I was going to, I'll go ahead and do this for you. I have a little problem. My computer updated, and of course when it updates, it's going to mess everything up. I'm sure you guys have all had something like that happen to you too. So the program I was using for editing was the one that came with the computer, and you know, update the computer and now it won't do what I want it to do, which is basically put my video together for me. Okay, so we are going to get out the tan, settle brown. So we have Willow. I'm going to grab a whole bunch of brown colors. Baked Earth. This one. Yeah, the mustard was kind of a dark color. Anyway, we're just going to start by putting in some colors here. So the wood planks are lined so you know which direction they're going, which lines, and we want the darkest color kind of at the edge here, and then we're just gonna bring in some other colors and just kind of give them some stripes going down. So that was the Willow, saddle brown. So we'll darken those lines up again and just bring some of that down. Get some up here underneath the chair. Okay, do that with this part over here too. So basically this is all I do, is add a bunch of different colors in on the wood, and when we add our water to this, those little baked earth, I have a little tan here, add some of that in, add some over here by his shoe, and then when we add the water, keep the darkness where the wood comes down and just bring it down, lightening it towards the bottom. So we're not exactly sure what or how much color we want down there. So we're just going to, and you can bring it into the little foot there. It doesn't matter because heck, they're all brown, right? Just don't want to get it into his pants or his shoes. And then when you have all the colors, a nice little range, we'll go back in with different colored pencils and bring that down. That's how I do these things. On here, you're going to want to make that edge a little darker. Right where the nails are is going to be a little darker wood than, say, where the other parts of the wood are, just because the nail probably has been there a while. So all these colors, I just go over it, and bring them down. I'll also bring in a little distress ink and do the baseboard. And there we go. Bring a little of that over there. So basically that is how we do the floor. Seems to be like a little window shadow over here, so I'm assuming a window is on this side somewhere. Not exactly sure where it is. So what I'll do is I'll let that dry, and then I will do a little distress ink on top of it. So I'll go ahead and finish the rest of this floor off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, so the floor hasn't quite dried yet, but I did want to do his horns a bit darker. So I got out one of the Arteza Real Brush pens, and it looks brown. So we're going to try that one out. So we'll put it down here on this board. Okay. And we'll pick some of that up. Still going to add a little water to it. And then we're going to put it in the darkest areas here and bring it out. Because it's water-based, you can add a little extra water in your brush if you want. I'm doing that because I have not cleaned this water brush today, and it's giving me a bit of a problem. And there we go. It just gives it a little bit more in the dimension area here. Okay. I'm going to do the same on his shoes. On his shoes, I just really watered down what was left on my mat and gave him kind of blue shoes, or brown, whatever brown tones were left. There's almost a little pink in there too. I'm just going to darken it up with that, and if we go over, we'll just blend that into the wood, because it's supposed to be a brown color. I'll just darken this tip up here too. There. All right. And what I think we will do now is just go ahead. I have to let that dry. Still not quite dry enough. But I will get out a black. And I'm just going to go in with the Prismacolor since I have them out. Let's see what I have. My little tray. I keep all my particular colors that I use for my Hannah Carlson book. I was going to see, I thought I had a black in there. It's probably out on my desk. Why not? That's a grape one. I am so organized, aren't I? I do not see a black one. Hold on a second. Okay, got the black. So we're going just to add some, basically some lines into his fur. So I have it very sharp and bring some of this black in here a little more, so it doesn't just look like a gray line coming in. Bring some of this down. Try not to get his monocle too much. Just trying to keep a point on that. Okay, I'll look here. Darkness up here. Go up his ear. do the same on his paws and or his hands. Darken up some areas here. Okay, then we're going to give him orangish eyes. So, let's see, the yellow ochre, what color do we have here? That'll work. So we're going to just add a little of that in his eyes. And then we will darken it up with a little brown, or in this case sepia, because it happens to be on my desk. So we'll just darken up the corners here, like that. All right, and then we will put in a little dot of Posca. So it's looking somewhere. The monocle, I think I'm just going to make that in black. So we're just going to darken that up. And it comes down this way. There we go. Bring in a little blue. Get out the little box again. I know I have an indigo blue in here, which is probably quite small and down in the bottom of the thing. That's the black pencil I was looking for earlier. Oh man. Okay, we'll just get a blue out in a different color. So I'm going to use, since I have the Polychromos out here on my desk, I'm sure I can find a blue in here. So a dark, dark blue. What do we got? Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. So we're doing an Indethrine blue. And we're going to just take it around and make sure that all the dark, dark areas are dark. Any areas I didn't get with the Inktense. And we'll add a few cloth marks in there. And same down his pant legs and everything. Okay. There we go. And I'll find an olive green and maybe darken those cushions up just a bit more. Maybe I'll find one. That'll work. This is Chromium green oxide. Oh no, Chromium green opaque. So we will just go around the edges of the green in that. Darken any shadows that we think need to be a little darker. Anything I missed down under the cushion. So I'm going to find all the way across to the other side. Deep cushion in here. I'll put my top up here. Okay. I have to leave all these pencils out so I know what to put in the description box. I'm going to bring in a little of the black here and also just deepen those lines a little bit more. Just so you know that that is where the crease is. Just gives it a nicer shadow there. I kind of like the blanket the way it looks. Around in here where we need to get this any darker on his tray. Just darkening underneath the glasses a little bit more. We'll also just in a few places on his horns. Tiny bit under his mouth, very lightly, and up onto his nose. And I think we're okay up here. And then the woodworking here, we need to get a little bit more color. So we'll get into the browns. I'll just grab a couple of these. Okay, we have raw umber, walnut brown, burnt sienna, and Van-Dyck-Brown. We'll see how these all work here. What we got first is the raw umber, and we're just going to add a little bit to where the wood meets the feet, kind of a shadow where the H and the I are carved out. Get that a little better. And then anywhere else on the feet you want. On the areas that come up on the couch here, we can do these just a little bit redder. Get under his claws, fingernails. Okay, do the same on the other side. And that was, what did I say, burnt sienna. We can use the walnut brown in the darkest areas. Shadowy spots. Wherever you like it. We'll also bring this down into the wood floor. Okay, then we will bring the lighter color. See how that works? Just a little striping going on in here. All the way across, trying to keep your lines going in the direction they should be. All right, what else do we need to do? We could probably use the burnt sienna up here into the leaves and just add a little bit of that in the vein area here on a couple of these. Hard to get down in there. And that looks good. Okay. I think I will get out the, boy, this is a big pile of pencils. I'll get out the Distress ink, and I want to do it in, I believe, a very light cream color. So hold on a minute. Okay, Scattered Straw is the one I was looking for. And we're just going to take it over on this side. I want to put it up here, and I don't have any sticky notes right now, so I'm just going to put a piece of paper down here on the line where the wood meets the footboard, baseboard. I'm going to take the Scattered Straw here, make sure I got the right color, ink up the pad. I'm going to start on this paper here. Make sure I got the line there, and I'm just going to bring it up into that area. I'm going to color my little bug in a little bit, but that's okay. On the wood that I already have, I'm going to bring it out. So we just kind of have this faded Scattered Straw color going this way. I'll do the same on the other side, but right now we're going to take some of this and we're going to go up into this area. Just lightly. I'm going on the wood color and bringing it out into the air over here. I'm going to do it the same thing up here. We have yellow up here already, so we're just going to bring it out and into this area, very kind of lightly. We're also going to do it up here on the wording, because it doesn't need to be just plain white. Do a little up here where the paper is, so we just kind of blend this out. We're also going to do that down here in the wood. We're just going to take it and bring it outward like that, all the way across. I'll probably use a different color on this also, just to give it a little bit more. I told you I had a lot of stuff here on my desk. I'm going to take that paper over here again and do the same thing. Just bring it up. Don't need this here anymore. Bring it into the leaves and just go up the page, just so we don't have a really blunt line there. Okay. All right, now we're going to get some brown out. Oh boy, lid. Gotta find the lid. And then we are going to find a little brown ink pad to use. Now, I don't mind if I blend them together. We're just going to go in with the same one, and we're going to get some of the gathered twigs, and we're going to go down in here and bring some of that wood color down into this area. And on the other side also. So we just bring it across. Hoping you can see all that. Just bring that ink down into here. Give that floor a little different color. Just a tiny bit down here, because you're going to have a shadow there. Blow that color up in here too. A little dot here and there. Okay, now we're going to take the water and spray that. Find the lid. And we need to find a washcloth, which I have on my desk. There we go. And we're just going to spray it with some water down here. And give it a splattered look a little bit. May not show too much down here because I don't know how much ink I got in there, but it'll get a little bit in there. Up at the top up here where the wordage is though, where we have a little bit of a line thing going here. Oh, this spritz bottle is giving me a problem too. A little bit of water. And wipe it up. And on this side too. And there we go. Like I didn't like that. It was a little too dark. We'll just wipe it up. I don't know if you saw that. We'll just add a lot of water to it and wipe it up. It won't show that much. And there that is. Okay. Make sure that this is all dry, and I will take a picture at the end of the video. I won't do too much more to it. I kind of like it the way it is. This is a little bit of raspberry that I'm just going to bring in and add just a tiny bit in the corners here. And a little white where I got a little blue on his shirt collar. A little color here on this part. And if you want any of your creases to show up a little bit better, just use the white to give him a little more accent on the crease part. Anywhere you want a little more dimension too to the creases that are already there, or add your own. Just like that. Love this pencil for that. Okay. I think we are done. Add just a little bit of a definition between these two floor pieces, a little bit better. Still a little wet, so shouldn't really be doing that. It's really gonna dry more. So I will take a picture at the end. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think it would take too long to get this part done, but we got the inking done and we got the little guys finished. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in another video. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and ringing the little bell for notifications. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you later. Take care now.